What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Playmaker Pod. I'm your host Isaac. This is co-host Joseph, and I know it's been a minute since we've been on, right? It's been a little minute since we've been on. The last time we came with you was at the beginning of free agency, where we recapped some of the big moves that were going on. But now free agency has kind of started to wrap up all the way through. Teams have made their signings. Some of the lower free agents got re-signed. They got signed to new teams. Maybe some overpays by some teams. And we're going to get into that, right? Sum up the whole offseason right here with our top five winners of this NBA offseason. You want to get started, Joseph? We got
Yeah, I'm gonna
top five offseason winners right here.
yeah, I'm gonna start off with my honorable mention first. This is one of the teams I like to root for just because one of my favorite players on it. I'm gonna put the Phoenix Suns. I like what the Phoenix Suns did, but it's not. They got marginally better on the bench, I think. I'm just waiting to see how these players actually play in bigger roles because, like, from some of these players where they came from, they really didn't have big roles at all. They had no, what is it called? They had no expectations on them. So I'm interested to see what they do with expectations because there's guys like you don't want to be. He played only like the first half of the season, really. After KD and Kyrie left, Brooklyn was trying to go a different direction with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, so he really didn't start. But you don't want to be, I think, is a good pickup. Drew Eubanks as well. Drew Eubanks shot 38% from the field and was top 15 in blocks last season. So that's already. I'm gonna be honest. He was more productive than Aiden in some moments of the season. I'm not saying he's a better player than Aiden, but he's more productive. I think he's a better backup than Londale too. And Keita Bates-Diop is my favorite signing that they made. He's like a 9 point per game scorer. He's like 6'8". He provides you good defense. He had some big games for San Antonio. He's had a couple 35-point games for them, 30-point games, 25-point games. I'm just seeing. I want to see what his role. I want to see how good he is now, though, when they have the expectations. Because he's on the championship team, especially when they have Beal, what's his name, Durant and Chris Paul. You're gonna have way bigger expectations. So I'm waiting to see what they do there. I also like what they did. They got some second-round picks back. They made some pick swaps with the Memphis Grizzlies. They gave up Isaiah Todd. Isaiah Todd's nothing. And I think Bradley Beal is better than Chris Paul at this point of his career. You were gonna get Bradley Beal is the best you're gonna get for the corpse of Chris Paul. So
Yeah.
I like that move.
Washington also got Jordan Poole out of it.
Yeah.
So I guess it worked out for Washington too.
I think that speaks more about Jordan Poole though. But yeah. I think the Phoenix Suns got lucky because Bradley Beal had a no trade clause. So they got lucked out.
Yeah, no.
They got an upgrade.
That's a huge.
I'm gonna be real. I think Keita Bates-Diop. Oh, they got Eric Gordon too. Eric Gordon. I saw a lot of Phoenix Suns fans saying he was gonna play elite defense. But yeah, that's not Eric Gordon.
They said he was playing elite defense.
Yeah, no, he hasn't played elite defense since like 2019. So, but he's still a good shooter. He averaged like 12 points on 49% 3-point shooting last year, and he was still pretty good. So you got him for the minimum. He could have got at least like a 10 mil on the market. So yeah, that was a steal right there. I forgot about Eric Gordon, but yeah, I'll put him in honorable mention. But my fifth team is San Antonio Spurs. You see, I don't know about the Spurs that much because I'm gonna be honest with you, they really didn't spend their money like I thought they were gonna do. Let me pull up what they did. All it really was Wembanyama, but getting the best prospect out of the whole draft is sometimes better than wasting your money. They also got Reggie Bullock. It was a 3-team trade. It was a part of that 3-team trade where Grant Williams landed in Dallas. I'm not really too much of a fan of Reggie Bullock anymore, but to me, I saw this as more of a cap filler kind of thing because Reggie Bullock's making a pretty decent amount of money. And I don't know how much playing time he's going to get, especially with Vassell and Calvin Johnson already in San Antonio, so we'll see there. Cedi Osman. I like Cedi Osman. I like them in Cleveland. He was on those championship teams of Cleveland, so he can provide you something, not the best. They also got Lamar Stevens. Not gonna do anything for you. I'm gonna be honest. Stevens is gonna be like back of the bench. Might not even make the roster. But Wembanyama saves this because he's the best prospect. He's supposed to be the best prospect since LeBron. To be honest, I think he's gonna average like 15 and 8 for his rookie season. But this is more of a long-term outlook. Because I think 2 years ago, that's when he actually played in the EuroLeague. Last year, he didn't play in the EuroLeague. So basically, when you saw last year, he was playing a lot of AAU ball. It was the equivalent of AAU ball in France. So he's not going to be able to. he ain't gonna be crossing over guys like the way he was in France. I'm gonna be real. So I'm expecting. I'll be surprised. I'll be shocked a little bit if he plays like the way he did last year. If he plays like the way last year, yeah, he ain't be a top 3 player in the NBA of all time if he plays like the way he did last year. But I'm expecting him to play more like he did in when he played in the EuroLeague. He was more of a defensive. He played a lot more like Rudy Gobert on the defensive side of the ball, especially like that. Especially like Rudy Gobert got a lot of blocks. That's why he played. Yeah. He played a lot on the perimeter. He still needs to work on his 3-point shot. It's not the most consistent shot ever. He can hit it, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna be as dominant on the offense in this rookie year. To me, defensively, I think his floor is like Rudy Gobert. To be honest with you, he's 7'5", so as long as he stays healthy, I think his floor is Rudy Gobert's defense, and Rudy Gobert is like an all-time great defensive big man. But yeah, I got San Antonio as my 5th team.
All right, yeah, that's a good team right there. That's a good team. My number 5 also comes from the state of Texas, and it's your favorite team right here. I don't really know about their free agency too much, but I think their draft is really where they want it for me. And I'm talking about the Houston Rockets. They were able to secure Amen Thompson at number 4 overall. It filled a good need for them too. They also brought in Fred VanVleet afterwards in free agency. This gives Amen Thompson some time to develop on the bench while Fred rides out. How many years does he have? 2 years and a player option, right?
2 years in the team option.
Oh, it's a team option on the 3rd year? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Amen Thompson's got 3 years to sit and develop behind Fred, and Fred could pretty much come in and be the team leader. Although Houston did pay Fred VanVleet more than Kyrie Irving and like other big name players out in the market right now. I mean, like, Houston's not really trying to go for championships right now anyways. I think this is a good developmental strategy. And with the team option, too, they could just cut that after 2 years if they think Amen Thompson's ready to start. Point guard was their weak spot last year. They had Kevin Porter Jr., and he's more of a scorer rather than like a facilitator. Now you got Fred, and you got Amen Thompson to go and secure that point guard spot, and probably for the foreseeable future too, right? I think Amen Thompson, as long as he stays healthy, he'll be able to develop his game into one of the elite players in this game. And not to mention, it also in the draft, they're able to secure Cam Whitmore at number 20. Number 20, teams were passing up on this guy after he was supposed to be one of the best players in the draft. I saw rumors right before the draft that he was supposed to like drop out of the top 10 or something. I'm like, oh damn, like something. I don't know what's wrong with him. He ended up sliding all the way to 20. Houston didn't even have to trade up back like higher up into the teens to go and get him. He fell right to him. And yeah, Houston's got their young core ready. I mean, they already had a young core stacked. Now you add 2 high potential players to put on that team. I think Houston, not immediately, but like in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to be one of the better teams in the West.
Yeah, right. For number 4, I'm continuing the Texas theme. I'm having the Dallas Mavericks. Well, they had to grab Williams. I like that move. It was a sign trade. They basically traded him. They swapped him with Reggie Bullock, and I think I could pick or something. So yeah, I think that's worth it. I wasn't really too much of a fan. Reggie Bullock kind of like, he wasn't the same that he was as when they made it all the way to the conference finals the year before. So yeah, Grant Williams. I'm hoping he improves in Dallas, because in Boston last year without Udoka there with Missoula really didn't like playing him at all. I think he averaged like 8 points, 9 points a game. He didn't really play that much. When he did play sometimes, though, he had some big games. But I think he'll improve in Dallas with a bigger role. He'll probably be signing small forward. He also has Luka next to him. But Boston really doesn't have like a playmaking guard. Marcus Smart is a playmaking guard. Marcus Smart is good, but it's obviously not comparable to Luka and Kyrie as a playmaking guard. So I think he'll improve a little bit off the catch and shoot 3. So I'll see there. South Korea too. South Korea provides some more shooting. I was hoping you guys would land Matisse Thybulle. Matisse Thybulle got his contract matched by the Portland Trail Blazers. Thybulle was actually shooting pretty good from 3 with the Portland as well. He was shooting like 40% from 3 when he got to Portland.
Yeah, he actually did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That got me so bad.
I didn't think Portland was gonna let him go for nothing though, because they traded like a decent amount. I'm pretty sure they gave up like a protected first to the Hornets. So Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna let him walk for nothing. Like even if even if they don't want him that badly, I thought they were gonna like try to match it and trade him in the future. Cause he saw some value in the NBA, so that would have been a nice pick. But yeah, we got Dante Exum. I don't know. He
His
only got
best
signed.
day,
Yeah,
his best days were in NBA 2K15. My career,
yeah,
those were Dante Exum's best days for real.
yeah. Dante Exum only got signed because I'm pretty sure one of the Mavs coaches knows him very well, so he got signed because of that. And then the draft. Oh yeah, you guys also got Rashawn Holmes via trade, which is solid. Hopefully, he improves as well because he didn't have too much. He didn't have too good of a year last year. You guys also got OMS from the draft. Not OMS, OMP from the draft.
Oh,
Then you got Derek Lively as well. Those are good prospects. You also got rid of Dennis Bertrand's contract. It kind of evened out with Rashawn Holmes, but Rashawn Holmes, I think he has better play. I think he's gonna provide you more than Dennis Bertrand even did all. So yeah, and Reggie Bullock, Justin Holiday didn't do much either. What is it called? The reason I didn't have a little bit higher is because I really don't know about the big man situation still. Because like, yeah, Rashawn Holmes is gonna do good. Derek Lively, I don't think he's ready to play substantial minutes yet. And Dwight, right now, I've seen a bunch of Mavs reporters reporting. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen a lot of Mavs fans. They're tired of Dwight Powell starting, and it's looking like Dwight Powell is gonna have another season of starting because he re-signed with the team. And a lot of Mavs fans aren't happy about that, and I know why. Because I've seen Dwight Powell play basketball. He's not very good. He's all right.
oh man,
You guys actually almost got off of him because Dwight Powell almost signed the Jack Landale contract with the Rockets. He almost did, but he decides to return to Dallas because he don't want to leave Dallas. so
God damn it, man.
yeah,
From what I heard is that they brought him in to be a mentor to Derek Lively.
yeah.
That was the initial report. They brought him in like on a cheap deal, just so he could be a mentor for Derek Lively. But I got a feeling he's gonna start taking Lively's minutes. So
I saw. All I saw was that Dwight Powell and Rashawn Holmes in the starting. I saw Dwight Powell was like the leading guy to start at center for the season.
oh
Yeah.
my god.
So I don't know. Derek Lively will probably get some. I think then the bench will probably be Derek Lively probably provide. I would rather start Derek Lively even if I don't think Dwight Powell's better than that. But yeah, I guess that's what I saw from Dallas. I saw the Dallas Twitter page. A lot of Dallas Twitter pages were like a lot of beat reporters from Dallas. Even Tim McMahon, he's a pretty good Mavericks reporter. He said Dwight Powell is more than likely starting for Dallas. That's the only reason I don't have you guys a little higher. Because I like you guys all season. I would have probably put it like as high as 1 or 2 if you guys got Thibault and a better center. But the center position is still lacking to me a little bit. That's the only reason I got you guys a little bit low. Because of Dwight Powell. I don't know about Dwight Powell starting again. So yeah.
Because of Dwight Powell. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna talk about the Mavs later. But at number 4, I got the Milwaukee Bucks. At number 4, they didn't really make substantial improvements to the squad, right? But they did the 2 biggest things that they needed to get done this offseason, right? That was retain Brook Lopez and retain Chris Middleton. Those 2, you need to make sure you got that done. Because if you don't get that done, if you don't bring them back, well, Chris Middleton is probably expected to resign. But Brook Lopez, I think he was a huge piece to that team. And bringing him back is going to be absolutely crucial. Giannis signed his extension back then. I don't really like talking about people star players wanting to leave their teams anymore, especially European guys, because it's rare that you see Europeans usually go out and start requesting trades and stuff. But you want to keep Giannis happy, and you want to stay competitive, right? You're not gonna stay competitive if you end up losing either one of those 2. So you could make a small Eastern Conference run. They got upset last year in the first round, even after being the top team in the East the entire season. But bringing them back was absolutely crucial. Like I said, I don't think they made any key improvements to their team, but it could have gotten a lot worse for them, and they secured what they needed to secure, pretty much. That's why I got them at number 4, because I still think they're one of the better teams in the East just by bringing them back.
All right. Another team I have here is the Houston Rockets. My favorite team, number 3. I'm going to go into why. Because I'm going to be honest with you. We did pay a lot of money, but we had to spend the money either way. Because we can't just give them money. If we don't spend money, we're giving it back to the NBA. So especially after I saw the Fred VanVleet deal was only 2 years, because I'm going to be honest with you, Fred VanVleet ain't coming back for the 3rd year. He ain't coming back. $43 million? Yeah, go back. He ain't coming back. If Amen Thompson isn't ready to start by year 3, then yeah, we drafted the bust. So Fred VanVleet, it's only a 2-year deal. And it's not like we're gonna fucking attract good free agents because this is how much it took just to attract Fred VanVleet. And Fred VanVleet's not like top tier. He is a former All-Star, but he's not like top tier with the top point guards in the NBA. We ain't gonna attract anybody like that to Houston if this is what it took to attract Fred VanVleet until we start winning. So Fred VanVleet's gonna be a player that helps us win. He's also gonna help. He's gonna bring some leadership that was much needed to this roster. Especially the last 2 seasons, we really had nobody other than Eric Gordon. And I don't really think Eric Gordon is much of a leader type of player. Mm-hmm. Dylan Brooks. When I saw the 4-year deal, $80 million, I was like, okay. But then I saw that's front loaded, so it's like $25 million, $30 million the first 2 years, and in the second and the third and fourth year, it's like 15 and 12. It's very small in the second and the third and fourth year. So if we wanted to, we could trade him because he's still pretty valuable. He's a 3-and-D wing. A 3-and-D wing for like $15 million, like in 2 more years, it's gonna be a pretty good price because the salary cap keeps on going up. So I didn't see it. At first, I was like, okay, I don't know about that. $80 million 4 years, but then they front loaded the contract, so I thought that was pretty decent. Maybe I would have hoped for like a 3-year deal, but if you front load the contract, I think you can get. If you wanted to move him by year 3, I think it's possible. Even if you want to move Fred VanVleet next year at the trade deadline, not this year, obviously. I think he's gonna stay here all year. But next year, you can move him in the trade deadline because it'll be an expiring contract essentially. Because all the team has to do is not accept the team option, so you can still get something for him. I think Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks are gonna provide some much needed veterans in the locker room, to be honest with you. Londale, he's better than Garuba, I'm going to be honest. Garuba was ass cheeks. When Garuba played, I didn't.
Yeah.
I saw Garuba.
It was terrible.
He was not that good.
You hate on Londale all the time?
Yeah, I hate on Londale. But I'm gonna remind you that Monty Williams had enough trust in Londale over Aiden. He didn't want to play. He played Londale in more important minutes than Aiden. And the playoffs.
Thanks. Uh-huh.
And Londale actually played better. Londale played a little harder than Aiden in the playoffs. So I'll take that. We missed out on Brook Lopez. I would have preferred Brook Lopez, obviously. But yeah, all right. Brook Lopez apparently he uses as leverage against the Bucks. So yeah, we got fucked there. And we also got Jeff Green. I like Jeff Green a lot, just for the leadership he brings. I thought he was gonna be like on the championship team, but this is good enough. We also could trade him at the deadline because Jeff Green's gonna be a pretty valuable bench piece for championship contending teams. So it could just be like a half season thing, and that's still good enough just for veteran leadership. He brings good veteran leadership. He's been with many teams. He's now a champion, so I like that move. And obviously the draft. I'm not a hot take right here, but I think Amen Thompson's gonna be our best. I think he'll be a number 1 option in the future. Cause I don't got much faith in Jalen Green, to be honest with you, to be our number 1 option. I think he's gonna be a solid player, but I don't got much faith unless he improves a little bit more of his ball handling and his defense.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't think Jalen Green's gonna be a number 1 option. I think Amen has the potential, especially since he's gonna develop by Fred VanVleet. He's not starting automatically. He's gonna have to earn his starting spot because we have a point guard that's already proved himself. He's a champion and a former All-Star in Fred VanVleet now. And Cam Martoni was steal the draft. All right, that's steal the draft. I thought they had the best draft, and I didn't think they had a terrible offseason. I would probably put it. If you're just kind of free agency, I would probably put it like in their top 10 still. Because a lot of teams didn't make that much substantial moves. Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet are going to help us win games. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Last year, we traded KJ Martin. I can understand people saying, oh, we should have traded KJ Martin. I don't really think KJ Martin's going to be get that much better. Because let's be real here. He's playing on a bad team. And he's putting up 11 points per game. Bad efficiency. He's not that. I can see why people liked him. I liked him too. I would have preferred trading Deshaun Tate. But I can see Udoka thinking that I think Deshaun Tate's a better fit in Udoka's system. He plays better defense. KJ Martin plays good defense and he can't shoot. He's a high flyer dunker. He's a pain scorer. I'm not really too. I would have rather kept him just because I think he has a little bit more upside than Tate. But I'm not gonna lose sleep over that. I don't really think he could have gotten that much better. I don't really think he's that good of a player. I just really liked him. And also, Josh Christopher. Josh Christopher didn't really get that much of a chance, to be honest with you. But that's what we had to do to bring in Dylan Brooks. And I'm going to be honest with you. Dylan Brooks is better than KJ Martin. Not even close. He's better than Josh Christopher. Not even close. Not even close to me. We got an All-NBA defender. All-NBA defender. I'm going to be honest. None of these guys are even close to being Dylan Brooks' level. And that's not even, it's not like Dylan Brooks is like on a fucking different level either. He's a solid NBA player. That means like KJ Martin and Josh Christopher aren't that good to me specifically.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah, they're still younger too.
Yeah.
But Dylan
Yeah,
Brooks has already proven it. He's got his name out there too and everything. So
yeah.
yeah, I get where you come from.
To be honest with you, I don't think Josh Christopher is making it. I don't think he's gonna be that good of a player. He was
Man.
he is
He
the
had
worst version.
potential from the
Yeah,
start. Like you saw him like his first few years. You thought he would be a key part of that Houston team.
yeah. It's because it's like who is he gonna play over on our team anyways? It's like he's like the worst version of Jalen Green. He's the worst version of Jalen Green. And I just told you that I don't think Jalen Green's gonna be the number one option. So that means Josh
Yeah.
Christopher at best is gonna be like a solid bench back of the end, eighth man off the bench. So I'm not losing sleep over Josh
For
Christopher.
sure. Where did
He
he
has a
go
better
to?
shot. He got traded to Memphis.
Memphis. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So so they're gonna need some guards to play with John Moran out the first 25 games, so he'll get some play time there. And then Ty Washington was probably the player who was like, we didn't even give him a chance to play, to be honest with you, last year. He was on the G League the whole season, basically. He played a couple of games. He didn't do too much, but he didn't really get a chance to play. He's in Oklahoma. I thought Atlanta was a good spot for him. He got traded to Atlanta originally, but then he got traded to OKC now. He's in OKC now, so he ain't playing either.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
it's Shy, Giddy, Man, and Casey Wallace. I don't think he's playing. He's hardly going to play against with any of those dudes on the court. Like he's like the fit. Like even I'm not that fan. I'm not that much of a fan of Trey Mann, but he's not better than Trey Mann. And Gruba, I already gave my piece to Gruba. I don't really care for it. I don't really think he's that good of an NBA player. To be honest with you. So, KJ Martin, Josh Christopher. Yeah, it was just time. Maybe not KJ Martin, but Dylan Brooks is better. So yeah, we already got an upgrade there. And Ty Washington, he was definitely not getting playing time with us either. Like, who is he gonna play over? Like, he ain't playing over Ahmed. He definitely ain't playing over Bentley. Even KPJ, he's not playing over him. So, Christopher and Ty Washington, yeah, sadly for Ty, he's not gonna play. I thought Randall was a good spot for him. He could play backup point guard, backup minutes, but yeah, he didn't.
Okay,
Didn't
he's
go.
too loaded though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not really gonna play at OKC either. So I don't really know if he's actually gonna get a chance to play. Maybe he ends up better than Trey Mann, but I don't think he's ending up better than Kingston Wallace or Giddy. Obviously not Shy. So
Yeah, no, you would have to take a major leap to
yeah,
surpass SGA.
yeah. Kentucky guys usually do pretty good in the NBA, so maybe he has a chance. Like Shy, Tyrese Maxey, they usually do pretty good in the NBA. So maybe
Wasn't
he has a
Casey
chance.
Wallace also from Kentucky?
Yeah, he's in Kentucky too.
Yeah.
So maybe he plays himself into playing time. That's the only way I can see him getting real playing time. Is he plays himself into it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's my third team.
Oh, okay. My number 3 team. We're keeping it in Texas. You mentioned this team earlier, and we're going with San Antonio at number 3 because the main reason is just because of one guy, right? Victor Wembanyama. They got the generational prospect, one of the highest ranked prospects since LeBron James. I know people are trying to hype it up like he's the highest prospect since LeBron. All right. Don't act like you weren't hyping up Zion before this, all right? But he's still one of the highest paid, not highest paid, highest rated prospects coming into the draft in a long time. 7'5". You say you think he's gonna be like a 15 and 8 type of scorer his first year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking more of like a 20, like around 20 and 8. I think he could score like 20, especially in San Antonio too, because they don't really have like too many other scorers on that team. I mean, they got like Keldon Johnson and stuff, but I mean, they could let Victor. I'm pretty sure they want to run the offense through Victor right away. That would be like their main priority. You're gonna be a solid defensive player right away, and you get your number 1 scorer. And I tell you, San Antonio, they've done a good job at building their number 1 overall picks throughout the years. They just extended Greg Popovich too for another 5 years. Man, I don't know how much longer Greg Popovich is gonna keep doing this, man. But
Yeah.
he keeps on going. He keeps on going. When you think he's about to stop, he just adds another 5 years to his bag. He's the highest paid coach now, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, you got Greg Popovich for another 5 years, and you got Victor Wembanyama. So. And I'm pretty sure all the Spurs legends are going to do whatever they can to help build Victor up, too. They know this guy's the next face of the franchise. The rest of the offseason doesn't. I mean, it's whatever. I don't think San Antonio is going to compete right away. If they somehow compete this year, that would be insane. but I don't think they're that good yet. Maybe might try to like fight for a play-in spot. I don't know if they're that good either, but long term, it's gonna be one of their best moves ever. They've been needing to tank for a prospect like this for some time now. They kind of been holding off their tank and holding it off and holding it off. Now it finally pays off this year, and they get one of the top generational European prospects of all time. So I got San Antonio at number 3.
Yeah, I want to talk about San Antonio for a little bit. Because I don't know if you got a chance to watch Summer League. Victor didn't play that good in his first game, to be honest with you. A lot of people were shitting on him. A lot of people were shitting on him after that first game. He played really good. He got back to normal. But I think it's better to tamper expectations because I don't want people to think Victor's going to be like fucking 20. Some people think he's going to average like 25, 15 rookie season. I think that's what some people think. He ain't doing that. I'm going to be honest with you.
He's like prime Shaq already.
Yeah, I don't really see that. If he does play like prime Shaq or anything, yeah, he's going to be the best player of all time. That's just the way things are going to happen. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I think it's better to hamper expectations a little bit. I think it might be good for him not to win Rookie of the Year, so people can be like, maybe people start hampering expectations a little bit. I can see Chet Holmgren actually winning Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be honest with you. I can see Chet Holmgren winning Rookie of the Year. I don't really think that's too far-fetched of a thing. Right now, obviously, it's going to be Victor. No, obviously. Victor, obviously, because of how much hype he has. But I'm not going to be surprised. I think Chet might be a little bit better. Especially since he was healthy a little bit towards the end of the season, but they just didn't play him. Okay, see, so he's had time. He's had time to develop another year. He's gained some muscle weight, about 15 pounds of muscle. So I think he might win it. But yeah, I still think Victor's going to be a great player. I'm just trying to. I don't want people to think. Some people think he's going to be the best player of all time already in rookie season. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Nah,
personally.
It takes time to develop. But even like with a bunch of these prospects, right? I mean, Luka Doncic when he came in, he averaged at like I think it was like 21 and 6 and 6 or something like that. So I think Victor could do something similar, right? Like around 20, 21. LeBron when he came in, I'm pretty sure he was already a 20-point per game scorer. So yeah, like these top guys, I'm pretty sure Victor could put up like 20 a game. They already shut him down for the summer league though.
Yeah, they did.
But, yeah, just saying for the regular season. The summer league doesn't.
Yeah, and right now everybody's basically shut down. If you're like a top 5 pick, you're shut down already.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think Victor's going to improve. I think he's going to impress more on his defensive side of the ball his rookie season. I think that's his main. I think that's his best part of his game in his defense. I don't think he's that great of a scorer, to be honest with you. The reason he can score is because he's 7'5". Let's be real. That's all. Yeah.
Gonna do the Giannis strategy. What Harden say? He just runs around and dunks the ball.
Yeah, he's a good scorer. He's a good 3-point shooter. Not the best, but I think his defense. I think his defense is going to be the thing that impresses everybody the most in his rookie season. Also, Greg Popovich. I don't think Greg Popovich is going to finish those 5 years. I think in the contract it's built in that he's going to he can move into the front office with his contract. So I don't think he's probably going to finish those 5 years because he'll be almost 80.
I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how this guy keeps doing it, bro. He thought he was going to retire years ago, and I tell you, he still keeps going. And Victor, I wouldn't be surprised if that, if freaking upgraded his coaching lifespan like another 5 years, like if he actually finished out that deal, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. This gives him more time to pick heir to the throne. Is what I looked at it. Yeah. They're going to have to find somebody. They probably got I think I see 2 or 3 more years with Popovich, and I think he's done. He's going to move to front office. I'll probably help them find a new coach. The Spurs, I've saw the Spurs have been looking for an heir to the throne for Popovich for a while now. So we'll see what happens there. All right, then my number 2 team.
Cool if they kept Tim Duncan, because they had Tim Duncan as an assistant for a year or two. That'd have been cool if they still kept him around as an assistant, and then I guess then after 5 years, let him take over for Popovich.
Yeah, he didn't want to coach though because he played in the NBA for 20 years. That's the reason he didn't want to coach. Yeah. So
he just gave it back to Pop for a few years just because of everything Pop gave him. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah. He didn't want to coach at all. To be honest with you, he played too long in the NBA. I can understand it. He's already been in the NBA too long. So,
yeah, for real.
All right, then my number 2 team. I don't know. A lot of people have this as winners. I have it. I am really high on this team. It's the Indiana Pacers. I like Bruce Brown. I think Obi Toppin's going to be a steal. They got him for 2 second-round picks. Obi Toppin has not been able to play at all with the fucking Knicks. The Knicks have not given him, especially in the playoffs, they didn't play him at all. He sat on the end of the bench. Especially with a guy like Halliburton. Halliburton's gonna be able to set him up a lot. Jalen Brunson's not the type of point guard where you can set him up. He's a scorer. He's like a scorer type of guy. He's a decent playmaker, but it's not like Halliburton. Halliburton was second in assists, only behind Harden. And he's one of those guys. He's not like a Westbrook guy that gets assists. He's like a guy that actually gets you guys up. He has a good core vision. He can actually get him up. I think Toppin is gonna be a steal. I'm gonna talk about him later, but I think Toppin's gonna be a steal. Bruce Brown. I always loved Bruce Brown ever since I saw him play in Brooklyn. Detroit didn't even get that much playing time with Bruce Brown, especially the 1 year deal. That 1 year deal is a steal. You get him for one. It's $20 million, but it's only one season because you can opt out of the deal after a year. He's also probably gonna get a bigger role. Maybe you could Toppin could also start easily too at the small forward position. It's gonna be one of those two, but I wouldn't mind either of them. I think Toppin's gonna have I think his stats are gonna go up, especially I think his playing time is gonna go up as well. I think he'll have a bigger role. I think he fits better in the Rick Carlisle system, better than
Tibbs.
Yeah, than Tibbs' system. So we'll see that. And Jarris Walker, I thought Jarris Walker was a perfect fit with them. The power forward spot next to Miles Turner. I think that's gonna be a great duo right there, him and Turner in the paint. Jarris Walker doesn't even need to be in the paint. Jarris Walker could also play small forward too if you wanted him to. He's pretty flexible. He could probably play big man too. Small ball lineup, he could play center. I think Jarris Walker is a really good draft pick, is why I really liked what they did this offseason. And they really didn't lose much. They lost O'Shea Brissett. O'Shea Brissett's nothing, to be honest with you. Chris Duarte, he was alright in his rookie season. He kind of fell off in his second year. He only averaged like 7 points this year. I wasn't too happy when they drafted him 2 years ago because he's pretty old. He was already 27, and he was drafted 2 years ago.
Oh
so,
shit!
Pretty sure he's about to be 28. So yeah, he's in Sacramento now. He's probably a better fit in Sacramento. But yeah, I really liked Indiana's offseason. I think Indiana could be top. I think they could be like a 6 or 7 seed, maybe even 5 because I could see 4 too. Because I don't know about Philly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know about Philly.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about Philly,
especially if they end up trading Harden too.
Yeah, and I could see Indiana competing with New York. I don't think they're that far. New York obviously has more star. Obviously, they have Julius Randle, but I'm not really trying to like movie me to that much in the playoffs. Even in the regular, I think the Pacers have a good enough roster built around that they can make it to past the Knicks. So I'm pretty high on the Pacers. I think they can be at the best. I think they can be 4th. I still think for sure, definitively right now, I'd probably say that obviously in Boston and Milwaukee. I think Cleveland too. I think Cleveland's better. I like the offseason.
And put Miami up there.
Oh, I forgot about Miami. Oh yeah, Miami. I forgot about Miami. Oh yeah, then.
Okay,
Pacers
so top 4.
5. Top 4. Oh, actually, depending on what happens with Miami, I have to wait and see. If they get Dame, no doubt. But if they don't end up with Dame, I don't know how good of a regular season team they're gonna be. So we have to see. I can see Indiana being better in the regular season over Miami.
Yeah.
If they don't get Dame.
Miami, they weren't the greatest regular season team this past year, but they had a really good run in the playoffs. So regular season though, they were fighting in that area, that 6, 7, 8 area.
I saw Miami. I saw Miami. I saw the Dame situation could extend till February. I forgot the GM of the Blazers. I saw Joe Cronin. I think that's his name. Yeah, a lot of people were expecting him just to like bow down to Damian Lillard and tell him, "Oh yeah, he's gonna do right by Dame." I'm not getting those vibes anymore. He doesn't really give a fuck. It doesn't seem like he gives a fuck. He wants the best. He wants the best offer. That's why Miami's trying to do all this leaps and downs shit. They're trying to get as many picks as possible right now. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, they don't want Tyler Hero. I expected them not to want Tyler Hero. I don't think they actually want Maxey. They actually want Maxey more than Tyler Hero. Is what I heard. But I don't think he's gonna go to Philadelphia either. But Tyler Hero, they don't want Tyler Hero. I'm not surprised. I didn't think they would want Tyler Hero from the first place. They want picks. Yeah, he didn't fit. I think it's better just to. I guess if you could get Maxey, that would be good. But I think it's better just to let Scoot Henderson and Sharp be your future duo. Simons will probably start. But Sharp, he can play small forward. Sharp's big enough to do that. So yeah. But let's go back to Indiana. But yeah, I think Indiana could be top 4 seed, at least number 4, highest number 4. But I think they'll be at that 4-6 range. Especially, they could have been in the playoffs at least as the 8th seed if Halliburton didn't get hurt. And they were pretty good. They were about 500, like 6 games about 500 before Halliburton got hurt.
Yeah. And
Mather was also one of the most impressive rookies last year. He averaged almost 20 a game for a good stretch. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty high on them. I think 6 through 4 is what they are next season in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a solid prediction for them, especially with Rick Carlisle too. That'd be a pretty good improvement for Rick Carlisle if he was able to take Indiana, then 2 years later bring him into kind of like you could see the progress that he's making there.
Yeah.
All right, so number two, I got another Texas team. We got all three Texas teams up here on my list. And I don't know, maybe this one might be a bit biased, but I really like this offseason. You had them top five too, so it can't be that biased, right? I got Dallas right here at number two. And like you said, okay, so we got the first thing that we did, right? First things first that we need to get out the way. Bringing back Kyrie Irving. Bringing back Kyrie Irving. We all knew it was going to happen. Well, at least I hope most people already knew it was going to happen. I guess Lakers fans still kept hope that Kyrie was going to go to them, and the media kept on trying to drive narratives that Kyrie was going to leave. He was staying in Dallas all along. We brought him in for a 3-year deal. I mean, solid money too, and we were able to save enough money so we were able to get more more players to come along onto this team. Because as we saw last year, the way that the roster was constructed currently wasn't good enough. We needed to find better fitting players around Luka and Kyrie. Those are the two stars we're going to build around. So you need to bring in people who complement them pretty well, right? So in the draft, we went and brought in two of the best defensive prospects in the draft. Derek Lively, probably the best center in the draft behind Victor, obviously, but it was a top ranked prospect back in high school. He kind of fell off at Duke a bit, but he still had himself a solid year. I think he's got some potential in there too. I really hope he gets some minutes over Dwight Powell. Like I'm praying. Like you said earlier, Mavs fans don't like. We're pretty tired of seeing Dwight Powell. All right, we are pretty tired of seeing Dwight Powell. And I said it earlier. The reason why Dwight Powell was brought back in the initial report was to be a mentor to Derek Lively. So I swear, he better not be taking minutes away from him. All right. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But I love to see Derek Lively, even as a rookie, try to get at least some more minutes. Rashawn Holmes too. He should probably. I think he'll do a bit better in Dallas. Sacramento had a pretty loaded center situation last year, but before that, right before Sabonis even came into the team, he was a solid 12-10 guy. I remember Mavs fans have been super high on this guy for years. Out of nowhere, I don't even like back then. I didn't even know why they were like super high on him, but he's on the team now, and I think he could play pretty good for us. Yeah, we're gonna. It's not the greatest center situation, but I do see it as an improvement over like Dwight Powell and JaVale McGee from last year. Oh, and Christian Wood too, but we underutilized Christian Wood so bad, and so yeah, it could be a better situation. I think the fits are better as far as that goes. Derek Lively brings in some more defense, and if he develops right, he could be kind of like how Tyson Chandler was for us back in the day. And then you bring in Max Prosper, right? He's another defensive minded player. It might take him a while to develop a little bit, but I've noticed the thing that Dallas we've done a pretty good job at like developing our recent draft picks. We've only made two selections, or like two actually important selections in the past few years, and that's Josh Green and Jaden Hardy. And so far, they look like they're developing pretty well. Jaden Hardy's putting up pretty good numbers right now in the summer league. He's our best player on that team. And Josh Green, he's had consistent improvement year after year after year. So I trust this team to go and develop lively and prosper, to kind of fill in some defensive needs that were sorely missing last year. They'll go and fill that up. That was just in the draft. Free agency, we went out. We brought back Seth Curry for the third time, man. I'm so happy. I don't know why we traded him to begin with, but he's back now. Great 3-point shooter. And I tell you, Luka's gonna get him looks. Kyrie is gonna get him looks. All he's got to do is knock down those threes, which I've seen throughout the years. He's been here twice already. I've seen him. He's been that guy. He's been a good shooter, and I'm real happy to have him back, man. Like you said, the Matisse Thybulle one that did kind of get me mad. I'm not gonna lie. I was really hoping we would bring him in. I saw Thibault was also really hoping that like he really wanted to go to Dallas too. But we did everything we could. And now we can't even trade for him either. Since he accepted our offer. We won't be able to trade for him until next year, which is pretty tough. But we were able to bring in Grant Williams too. Grant Williams kind of does. I think it would help fill in for that Dorian Finney-Smith loss from last year. And I'll tell you, I think he'll get more minutes right here in Dallas. Is we're not as loaded right there at the front court as Boston was. So I think Grant Williams, and with the contract we gave him too, he's gonna get more opportunity. I'm pretty sure. Grant Williams, I think, will be a pretty much an improvement over Reggie Bullock, even though we traded him to San Antonio. I think it'll be a solid improvement for us. So overall, I think we filled out the roster pretty nicely around our two key pieces, and that's why I got the Mavs at number 2.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you the projected lineup for the Mavs next year. I saw right, I looked it up right here. So Luka at point guard, Kyrie at shooting guard, Josh Green at small forward, Grant Williams at power forward, and Dwight Powell at center. So that's projected start lineup. Yeah.
We could also throw in. We could run a small lineup. Oh, actually, no. I think what you said will probably be right. We might be able to put in Tim Hardaway at small forward, but I think he'd probably be better off coming like off the bench, providing a bit of scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully Grant Williams and Josh Green, their defense improves. That's what's really gonna have to work. Luka and Kyrie, I'm gonna just be real. I don't think their defense is ever gonna improve. I think they're probably gonna be same way.
I don't think Kyrie's defense is gonna improve. Luka when he tries to, he's not terrible. You've seen it with Harden, right? I know you get mad when people would shit on Harden, like he was some terrible defender, but you knew when he actually tried, he was actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see.
The same thing that goes on with Luka, right?
Yeah.
He takes over so much of the offense that sometimes he just doesn't want to try on defense. But when he actually does try on defense, I mean, like, he's not the worst.
Yeah, then Dwight Powell, obviously, he's not playing defense. Dwight Powell's getting cooked.
Yeah, for real.
So
I'm really hoping Lively and Richaun Holmes.
Yeah, the good thing is that Luka's young. Still have him for a while. Like Kyrie, you got him for 3 more years.
Yeah.
So this doesn't have to be a 1-year thing. That'll probably take a little bit for Derek Lively and OMP to develop. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. All right, that's my number 1 team. I don't really think this is I already said last time. It's obviously the Los Angeles Lakers. They didn't have a good draft, but their draft wasn't the best. Jalen Hood-Schifino was a good fit for them. He's a good fit, but it's not like a world beater. But their offseason was really good. They stole Austin Reeves for like 4 years, 62. That was as best as they could offer on. Yeah, I guess nobody really wanted him that badly. Like it was only gonna be Houston, San Antonio, or Detroit. I guess none of them were gonna actually offer him $25 million a year. So the Lakers offered him as much money as they could offer him. He accepted it. So 4 years, 62 player option at the 4th year. That's a steal. Ryan Hachimura, they were paid a little bit for him, like 4 years, 56. But Ryan Hachimura, he was a good system player for them. That's as far as I think it goes. I think he's just good in their system because in Washington, you saw what he did in Washington. He was not really out there. So, but it's still a good deal. I really like Hachimura with the Lakers. It's a good system player for them, and he's just staying in the same system. So yeah, and then Gabe Vincent, wonderful pickup. I didn't think they were gonna be able to get Gabe Vincent. I thought he would want more money because he didn't. Another good deal right there. And then my favorite signing, Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince really hasn't played. You could say Atlanta early on, but I don't really think Atlanta was even a serious contending team. They were the number 1 seed, but I don't think anybody looked at that Atlanta team and was like, oh yeah, they're making it to the finals. So this is like Taurean Prince's first time actually being on a competitive team, and I think he's going to provide what they need. Another 6'8" wing that can play defense and shoot. He's probably their best shooter right now, just three-point wise, consistently. But a lot of players, when they go play with LeBron, they take a dip in their 3-point percentage. And this is not even like me making a joke. This is like actually happening with multiple players. So I think it's just like the thing that you play with LeBron that you get nervous. So I can understand that, but yeah, that's a real thing. So maybe that's a watch there. They also brought in Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes. They're not like moving me. So they also paid a little bit for DeAndre Russell. A lot of people thought DeAndre Russell would get like 12, 15 mil. They paid him almost 22 mil a year.
Yeah. 12, 15 mil is the same, bro. I don't know. I think that's disrespectful. Like, I did see what he did in the playoffs, right? I still think that's disrespectful to D'Angelo Russell. Only be making 12 mil.
Yeah, I was thinking more like 15. But I started with 12, but 15. I think 15 is a good number for D'Angelo Russell, to be honest with you. But 20 mil, 22 mil, a little bit overpaid, but you have to bring him back. You can't lose him for nothing. And him and Vincent, you can swap, you can interchange them, even though you preferably don't want to pay somebody 22 mil to come off the bench, but you can interchange them. You can swap him and Gabe Vincent if you want.
Regular
Doesn't
season
really,
and playoff time.
yeah. So to be honest with you, this is your last hurrah. This is your last hurrah with LeBron. So you better make it count. LeBron's gone. I'll be real. Bronny James is not getting drafted to the Lakers because the Lakers aren't going to have a good enough pick. So this is your last chance to win a championship, and I guess you guys they did pretty good after this offseason. Put some pretty good standards in the West. They have a good chance to win. It really depends on LeBron and AD, and I don't know if LeBron and AD, I don't know if they have it in them anymore to carry a team. Because this team, it's not like they have a good team, but I'm not like, oh my god, this team is so stacked, I can't believe it. I'm not like that because I'm not. Maybe if it was like LeBron and AD from like 4 years ago, then yeah, I think they'd have a really good chance to win. They're probably my championship favorites, but I don't know. I don't know if they have it in them anymore to make a championship run together. Maybe AD in the future of another team, but I don't know. It's really depending on AD, to be honest with you. If AD doesn't show up, or they're done. And you saw what AD did. The Nuggets are still a good roster, so Nuggets are still a good roster. Phoenix was able to fill out their bench very nicely. There's other teams in the West, like the Clippers, see if they get Harden. It's not going to be easy. Those teams are pretty good. So we'll see. It really depends on AD. Because LeBron, I'm not relying on almost 40 years old LeBron to carry me to championship. That's just not happening anymore. Like he doesn't have the same quick first step he used to and all that. It's probably going to take even a little bit more of a step back going into like, how old is he now? 39? He's 40. He might be 40 now. I don't know. He's somewhere around there. So I don't know. I don't know how much faith I can put into LeBron carrying my team. It's more of AD carrying my team, and I can't even put how much faith into AD. But this is their best chance, to be honest with you. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next season.
Yeah, for real. I know. I mean, I got Lakers as my number one too. It's not even really a debate right there. They brought back everybody. I think, like you said, that Austin Reeves move was like that was a steal, bro. I thought some team was just gonna offer him a contract just to fuck over the Lakers, but nah, he was able to. They were able to bring him back for a pretty solid deal, which is surprising to me. Like I said, he was their third best player last year. I think bringing him back on that type of deal was pretty huge. D'Angelo Russell, I don't know why he gets so much hate, bro. Actually, I kind of understand it because of the playoff performance, but he's still a good player, bro. Like I don't know why people want to treat him like he's freaking Kyle Lowry or something right now, or Chris Paul. He's not that.
Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul ain't even making the teams anymore. They're making like They're making like 5 mil. So I don't think that. I'm more comparing D'Angelo to like. Let's see. I don't know. I don't even know who I can compare him to because like I don't think anybody's on that same level. I think Tyus Jones could put up the numbers he puts up. If Tyus Jones had a chance, Tyus Jones really didn't play. I might think Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones, I think. So Tyus Jones starts. He puts up like 17 and 8 on good efficiency, which is already better than D'Angelo. When he actually started for Grizzlies, I put him on that range, and I'm not paying Tyus Jones 22 mil a year. I don't think maybe Tyus Jones does get paid 22 mil next year. He has a chance. He's playing. He's gonna be a starting point guard for them. It's gonna be pull-out shooting guard. He probably won't get that much touches, but when Tyus Jones actually started for Memphis, he's pretty good. Pretty good. That's probably what I compare him to. I think Tyus Jones, same level. If Tyus Jones actually started, but yeah, you can go ahead and finish.
Good. Yeah, he's gonna. He'll probably end up starting this year now. Yeah. Damn, I forgot he went to Washington too. But yeah, he'll probably get some more points up too. All right, but it's not about Tyus Jones right now, and it's not about Washington. All right, we're talking about the Lakers offseason. Like you said, it's their last shot with LeBron, right? LeBron's already old. He's 40. AD, you've been wanting him, like literally when you traded for AD, that was the whole point, is for him to take over once LeBron got old. And so LeBron was still good enough to carry you to that first championship. He was coming off of one of his best seasons still. AD hasn't really taken over for LeBron. Right now, I still think LeBron's the best player on that team. And AD, this is supposed to be his time to take over. If he could take over and actually take over this team like he was supposed to, then LA's got a real shot right here. But if not, then well, they're gonna have to find a new way to rebuild. But I like what they're able to do so far. They rebuilt their roster pretty good after the trade deadline last year. So I like how they're able to bring back most of their players, and also bring in some key pieces that might be able to improve them. So yeah, obviously the Lakers are going to be number one offseason winners. So
Yeah, I wanted to get some of my losers real quick. Just real quick. I'm not going to talk too much about them. I'm going to talk about, let's see. Philadelphia's obviously up there. Philadelphia, they might lose Harden. Basically for a bag of chips, because I'm going to be honest with you, Norman Powell's not moving me. If he doesn't get traded, it's probably to the Clippers. And I'm not going to...
traded for Norman Powell?
Yeah, and I'm going to be real here. Daryl Morey can wait as long as he wants. He doesn't have as much leverage as he did with Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons had multiple years on this deal. And people still look at Ben Simmons like they could save him. That's why he still had some value on the market.
Yeah.
I don't know, Harden's already going to be a free agent next year. So if a team really wanted him, they could just wait and try to offer him in the offseason. And they don't have to give up much. And they don't want to. So why are the Clippers going to even try to spend that much? They're not going to... Obviously, Paul George and Kawhi, they ain't going to Philadelphia. We're going to be real here. Yeah. Not only did in the offseason, their bench is ass cheeks. I don't even want Harden to go back. Their bench sucks. Like, they added Patrick Beverley and Mo Bamba. Those guys really move. Patrick Beverley, that's crazy to me. I'm going to be real. Mo Bamba, too. They also matched Paul Reed's deal. And the Jazz basically screwed over the Sixers because the Jazz, they made this contract where like, if the Sixers make it past the first round, they owe Paul Reed $30 million for the next 2 seasons after that. And it's all guaranteed.
Next 2 seasons?
Yeah, it's all guaranteed. So we'll see. Yeah. They get Norman Powell. They might not make it out of the first round though. So I'm gonna be we're maybe looking at safe.
I don't even know if they're gonna make it out of the first round.
Yeah, I don't know if John B's gonna be able to put on that much unless Tyrese Maxey. A lot of people think Tyrese Maxey something he's not. They think he's something he's not. Like he's not a good playmaker. He can go into that, but he ain't going into that into 1 season. He ain't going into that. And I've seen a lot of people say that Harden's it's like Colin Cowherd. I'm gonna be real. It's Colin Cowherd. A lot of Colin Cowherd. He's like, oh, Harden is stunning Tyrese Maxey's what is it called? Progression. Tyrese Maxey wouldn't be as good as he was if Harden wasn't there. He's gotten better when Harden's there. And it's not like Maxey. And I can see some of these people actually don't watch these games because Maxey's never been a good playmaker at all. So if Harden leaves, they have no playmaking at all. What, Pat Bever's gonna be a playmaker? Pat Bever's a point guard, and Maxey's shooting guard. Like Maxey could probably average like 26, 27 without Harden there. Because nobody else is going to do anything. Like Tobias, maybe Tobias gets up to like 18 to 20. That's all. After that, I'm not trusting anybody. PG Tucker actually might get included into the Harden trade because he still has 2 more years on this deal, and Philly might not want to invest that much money into him. So, they also lost Shake Milton, Georges Niang, and Jalen McDaniels, who I think are all better players than what they brought in. Pat Bev and Mo Bamba. Maybe Mo Bamba can do something because the Sixers haven't really had a good backup big at all. They can actually play minutes. So, we'll see. They also brought back Montrezl. Yeah, Montrezl's not good at all. No, he's not good at all.
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, so I'm not really liking their offseason. Even if Harden comes back, their offseason sucks. I don't really see him. Their team just sucks. Their bench, no bench. No bench. No money, no bench. Tobias Harris,
their best shot to get to the conference finals, and they screwed it up. Harden did what he could. Harden did what he needed to do for 2 games. MVP of the league, though, couldn't do his job.
Yeah, Tobias Harris, too, was getting paid $40 million. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Did you see what the Sixers' asking price was for Tobias Harris?
Oh, yeah. It was Evan Mobley. What was it? Evan Mobley?
That already on its own, bro. Yeah. Evan Mobley is already way too much. And then it was like Evan Mobley, Jared Allen.
It was Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and like I don't even know. So it was a couple of it was like 4 first-round picks.
Bro, no fucking way, bro. I was like, are you trading for like prime LeBron or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking, bro. If Cavs offered Evan Mobley for Tobias Harris, like just that straight up, bro, Philadelphia should take that in a heartbeat. Literally a heartbeat. But I don't think Cleveland's that dumb. I don't know what the hell they were expecting with fucking Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and a bunch of picks. I'm like, bro, what the hell? You think you got prime LeBron on your team?
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing either. Other losers, Toronto Raptors. I don't like the direction they're going. Unless Scottie Barnes comes back and plays like the way he was, unless he keeps on going like on a high trajectory. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't like what they did. Like They wanted to pay for Van Fleet too. That would have been worse. They signed for Van. They wanted to bring back Fred. They missed out on him. They brought Schroeder in. They brought Jeremy Daniels in. They re-signed Acapulco. They also drafted Grady Dick. This team is just a lot of mid to me, and I don't think that's that. You saw what happened to Washington when there's a lot of mid together.
I was about to say that. You think they're the new Washington? Them and Chicago are the new Washington.
They have a little bit more hope just because they have assets that are actually tradable for good stuff. They're not like Washington. Washington was fucked. They're not fucked. Yeah. Like you have Anunoby you can trade. You have Scotty Barnes who just won Rookie of the Year. A lot of people have given up on Scotty Barnes after just one season. After he just won Rookie of the Year his first year, so you saw Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is obviously just having Scotty Barnes is just like a way better situation than the Wizards are. So Siakam is also tradable too. You won't get as much for him just because he's a free agent next year. Mm-hmm. But I probably think Siakam is probably the next like big guy to get traded other than Dame. Other than Dame, obviously, but maybe Harden. Harden might stay. But Siakam's probably like for sure. Other than him and Dame are probably like for sure the next two guys that get traded. Counting at least by the deadline. Siakam will definitely get traded by the deadline. I don't think he's gonna stay on the roster long term. Yeah. And Grady Dick. I already said my piece on Grady Dick a couple episodes ago. I don't really love that move for them. He's also doesn't have that much potential. Yeah, and Schroeder, obviously Schroeder's worse than Van Fleet, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Jakob contract too was insane. 4 years. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They had to sign him back though because they gave him like a top 5 protected pick to San Antonio. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Masai Ujiri has kind of fallen off ever since Kawhi left, to be honest with you. Ever since that Kawhi free agency move, Masai Ujiri has pretty much fallen off. If I'm being honest.
They were able to hold themselves up for a little bit after that. Like for a year or two after, but then they started falling off. So
yeah, they had that bad year in the bubble because they were so that's why they got Scotty. Not that bad year, but they had that year during COVID. A bad year during COVID. Yeah, that's how they got Scotty, and then they were good last year, and this year they were fucking dog shit. Oh yeah, maybe I'm over exaggerating a little bit of dog shit, but that's practically what they were, mid. Dog shit is like
they're probably gonna stay mid too.
Yeah, they are gonna stay mid. They're probably going to be a worse kind of mid. They got Schroeder for 2 years. They got Jakob for 4. Siakam's going to be a free agent, so you have to decide if you want to bring him back or trade him. And if they bring him back, they're just done. I'm going to be honest with you. And Scotty doesn't improve. Yeah, if Scotty doesn't improve anymore, then they're just fucked.
Yeah. I guess what they're hoping for is like Scotty Barnes turns into their new DeMar, their new Kawhi.
Yeah, Scotty has a better playmaking ability too, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Let's get into Summer League a little bit. We're not going to talk too much about Summer League. What's some of the best performers so far? Obviously, I'm going to talk about my man, Jabari Smith Jr. I think he would have won MVP of Summer League if he stayed playing. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. First game, he had like 33 points. Second game, he had 37. He had a pretty good Summer League. That's what you want to see from a second-year player. See how he does in the regular season. Also, Tyrese played pretty good, too. And Thompson and Scoot Henderson only played the first game, and they got both injured in that game, so they're both out. Wembanyama, we already talked about it earlier. First game, he played pretty bad. He got dunked on and everything. Second game, he played like the Victor Wembanyama everybody wanted to see. And then what else? Let's see. Keontae George has been pretty good for the New Orleans. He's been pretty good. He could be a steal of the draft, maybe. Don't really want to put too much in Summer League, though, because obviously, Summer League, there's guys like I'm pretty sure I saw this stat where it was like no Summer League MVPs ever made it to an All-Star game. So maybe it was good that Jabari Smith. Maybe it was good Jabari Smith didn't stay in Summer League. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the good players that would actually win Summer League MVP also just didn't like play the whole Summer League. Mm-hmm. Like obviously like Paulo, I'm pretty sure Paulo could have won it last year, but he didn't play the whole Summer League. Jabari Smith probably would have won it this year, but he didn't play the whole Summer League either. So there's probably a lot of players that could have won it that didn't play the whole Summer League. So yeah, I wanted to go into more of the most improved candidates. I'll go first with one of my options. I already talked about him earlier during the free agency. I think Obi Toppin could be most improved player candidate. I wanted to pick guys that were like, yeah, a lot of people in the betting odds. There's like Mikal Bridges, Cade Cunningham. No duh. It's like what the fuck are we doing?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got Cade. I got Cade as one of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, I just didn't put Cade just because he's the number one pick. I don't want to put like, oh, yeah, I don't like doing this thing where it's like John Morant, most improved player. No duh. I'm hoping John Morant plays this good. He's the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah, for real. All
Yeah,
right,
My
yeah.
Cal Bridges is the favorite. My Cal Bridges is the favorite. He averaged like 22 points per game last season. How is he going to be most improved for that? How do you get more improved from that? You average 27? What the heck are you doing? I don't
I don't
understand.
know, bro. This dude could be Kawhi Leonard or
Yeah,
something. You don't know with Mikal. He could
I
be
don't. I
Kawhi
don't.
Leonard that actually plays.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know about Macau doing that. I don't know about Macau becoming Kawhi, but
Yeah,
honestly, if he
like
becomes Kawhi,
PG
that's
or
all.
something.
If he starts averaging like 28, he's already averaging 22, almost 23. 28, okay, I guess. I wouldn't really want him to be most improved player because he's already basically there. He's already basically there. That's why Shai didn't win most improved player either because he's basically there already.
Yeah,
But already Markin is the one that deserves it. Cade, number one pick in the draft 2 years ago. So I can understand why because he's injured.
yeah,
He's injured.
mhm,
But Cade would be more like comeback player of the year, but they don't have comeback player of the year in the NBA. So
yeah,
most improved player to me like if Obi Toppin goes from averaging like 6 points a game to averaging like 16 and 8, that's more improved. Because I don't think I'm like one of the only few people that actually believes in Obi Toppin. So Obi Toppin's pretty high in odds too. He's like 6 on the odds, so it's not that far fetched. But Obi Toppin has a pretty good chance to win just because I think his numbers are gonna go up just because he didn't really play much in New York. Tibbs really didn't want to play him. He doesn't like playing the young players much, other than Quentin Grimes, really.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's true.
Obi Toppin's my third player.
All right, yeah, yeah. So okay, we already talked. You, I guess you already brought up Cade. I was gonna talk about him, but never mind. You already said it for me. All right, so I'm getting to my next player. Right, I got the guy who actually went number two in that draft, which is Jalen Green. And I know you just shit on him earlier that you don't trust him to become the first option on that team. I actually like Jalen Green, man. I think he could be a very good scorer in the NBA. Well, I mean, he's already a pretty good scorer. He just needs to bump up his efficiency a bit more. Uh, I kind of laughed when he said he needs to take his ball handling to another level. But
Yeah,
after the recent video that just came out, I think he's worked on it a bit, but we're
yeah,
not going to talk about that. Him and Josh Christopher been working on that a little bit, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. Jalen Green, he got a good scoring potential. He's probably, well, it depends. I don't know. I'm not sure who's gonna be the number one option on that team next year, either him or Van Fleet. I would want it to be Jalen Green. I think Jalen Green could take the step to like getting like above 25 points per game. I don't know how efficient it's going to be. I would like to see him improve his efficiency, but if you let Jalen Green be that number one option, I think Jalen Green can be that number one option. Even though you were just hating on him earlier that you don't know if he'll ever be the number one option, I think he could be a number one scoring option for sure. He might not be the best player, but he could be the number one scoring option on that team. So that's why I got to give it to Jalen Green. I think he'll bump up his scoring averages to at least 25 this year if they let him really take over. So Jalen Green is my. Oh, and also to mention too, Fred Van Fleet. I think the addition of Fred Van Fleet will actually help him out more than it'll take away from him. Because, like you said, Kevin Porter Jr. wasn't the best playmaker for that team, the best point guard for that team. Now you put in a better point guard, a real point guard. You bring in a better coaching too with Ime over Steven Silas. That's a big upgrade. I think Jalen Green could see some major improvements on that team.
yeah. My next two are like I don't know really. I couldn't really find other two players that were like not obvious, but Maxi and Jordan Poole. I don't, those neither are my number one, but those are my two. I forgot about Jordan Poole just because Jordan Poole's gonna chuck up shots like there's no tomorrow. So
Nah, for real.
maybe he does win most improved. I wouldn't put money on it, but I think Maxi could do. Maxi's averaging 20 right now. He can average like 28 with Harden gone. Because we're gonna need another score. Because it's not like Embiid's gonna average fucking 40. Embiid can't do that shit. Embiid can average 40. Somebody else is gonna take up the scoring. The Harden leaves. Maybe Maxi does it. Because there's really nobody else that can do it on this roster. Because I'm not. Well, the starting lineups next year about Harden's gonna be like. I guess if they get Norman Powell, it'll be like Pat Bev, Maxi, Powell. I'm actually no. It'll be like Maxi at point guard, Powell. What's his name? Harris, Matt, and then Tucker, and then Beat.
And
And
then have Beverly off the bench.
yeah, Beverly off the bench.
Yeah, I
So
guess that's what you gotta do, I guess.
yeah, that's what you have to do. So maybe But I think Maxey could be a 27 point per game score, 28 points if Harden leaves, which I think he will leave. And yeah, I'm gonna just bring up some other guys before I go to my number one. Austin Reeves. I don't really like Austin Reeves as the most approved candidate. Tyus Jones. If Jordan Poole isn't there, Tyus Jones could do it. If Jordan Poole and Kuzma weren't there, and Tyus Jones could have been most approved. But yeah, Kuzma and Poole are both back, so it's gonna be pretty tough for them. But yeah, that's my number 2.
Kuzma and Poole. All right, so my top guy right here, I think it's a lot of like the SGA situation, right? Where you already know that SGA is good, but then he just kind of cranks it up to another level the next year. Like you already know he's good, but then it just gets even better to like top of the top right here. And this guy, one of my favorite players in the league. He's been one of my favorite players for a minute already. I'll go with LaMelo Ball right here. He just got extended for a nice contract of like 5 years. I've been seeing a lot of disrespectful comments about that, saying that LaMelo didn't deserve that. But I think LaMelo deserved every bit of it. Even though, I mean, Charlotte really hasn't been able to win as of late, he's got to be the face of their franchise, right? He's the most exciting player Charlotte's probably ever had. And, you know, keeping this guy in Charlotte for like the next 5 years is like big for them. I didn't know how long he was going to stay in Charlotte, to be honest. I think he was kind of built more for like a bigger market team. I thought, you know, just his personality, the way he is, I thought he'd want to leave somewhere else. But now he seems like he's committed to making this thing work in Charlotte. He wants to get back to the team that drafted him, and he's going to prove that decision right. You know, set his goals, MVP, like first team, All NBA and stuff like that. I don't know if he'll achieve that this year, but he'll be entering that level, all right? We already know he's good. We already know he's one of the top point guards in the NBA. He's going to solidify it this year. I think he's going to take that SGA leap, kind of put himself right there at like the top 5 point guard range right there for sure, and it's going to be solidified. I think Charlotte as a team might take some steps up as improvement with Brandon Miller. I don't know how much it's going to be, but I really do think LaMelo, as long as he stays healthy, is going to solidify himself as like one of the top 5 point guards in the NBA and probably make an All-NBA team this year.
Yeah, I think if LaMelo Ball improves anymore, I think he'll be in MVP talks because he already averaged 23 in the last season with 6 rebounds. Yeah. I think if he improves more, I think he'll just be in MVP talks. Just MVP. Yeah. So yeah, my number 1 is Alperen Sengun. I think he has the most opportunity right now. Yeah. Alperen has the most opportunity. One of these guys needs to step up. I'm going to be honest with you. Jalen Green, Alperen, Jabari, one of you guys needs to step up. Because we ain't going to be any good if nobody becomes the number 1 option. Okay, I just need one of you guys to become the number 1 option. Even
I just need one of you guys.
if nobody can become the number 1 option, then we just fucking suck at drafting. Like, really, because it's like, we have Jalen Green, Ahmed Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith, Sengun. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who it is.
One of them. Yeah.
We just need one number 1 option, okay? So just need one of them, and the rest of you guys can just be the other pieces. That's all we need. Just number 1 option. That's it. Other than, I don't want Fred VanVleet to be a number 1 option this year. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. That's just gonna be sad if he's the number 1 option and none of our guys stepped up. So I need somebody. Yeah, I'm looking more towards Jalen Green and Alperen just because they're both in their second. They're not even second, third years. Jabari is in their second. Yeah, both of them need to step up, and I like Sengun's game a little bit more. He can. If you, I would want to see him become more like a Sabonis player. So I think he's a better passer than Sabonis. I don't think Sabonis is that great of a passer. I think he's a better passer than Sabonis already. Yeah. Already. He can create for us a lot. He's not gonna really have to do that much anymore. He'll be able to focus on his scoring. He needs to work on his 3-point shot a little bit. His free throws as well. So we'll see. But Sengun's probably the guy I'm looking towards the most. Who I think he needs. Somebody needs to step up to be the number 1 option. I think it could be him. Maybe Jalen Green too. But we'll see. It's probably him. It's probably him or Jalen Green. Just one of you guys. I don't really give a fuck who it is.
Yeah. I was about to say you have more hope in Alperen Sengun becoming that number 1 than Jalen Green.
Ever since I saw their rookie seasons, I always had hope in Sengun.
Sengun's more hope in Sengun.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think Sengun was their best player last year. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Be starting at center.
Yeah, especially since we didn't get Brook. No question.
Yeah.
No
question.
It's
gonna be the center now.
Jock Landale ain't starting. Jock Landale ain't starting over here.
Yeah,
exactly. Sengun has full opportunity
I
now.
wanted Sengun. Yeah, I wanted Sengun to be the starting center on the team. That's why I kind of didn't want Brook Lopez to sign there, just because I wanted to see Sengun get more of those starting center reps. So, and then
Yeah.
Jabari Smith too. I don't know if Jabari Smith is going to become the number. I tell you, for me, I think Jalen Green's going to take over as number one. I think he's going to do it this year too. I think he's going to bump it up.
I don't really give a fuck who it is, to be honest with you. Just one person. Anybody. Out of our whole team.
Right. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Joseph froze for a little bit. So, okay, you're back. You're back. Okay.
Yeah, you froze too. So I don't know what happened, but yeah, let's just go. All right, then. Yeah, what would I say? That just somebody. Yeah, shit, somebody, just somebody to be number one option. I'm good. Anybody other than Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. Obviously,
I'm worried it is gonna be Fred VanVleet. Like, I'm actually worried it is gonna end up being Fred VanVleet.
It's
gonna be between him or Jalen Green, in my opinion. But I'd want it to be Jalen Green though.
If it's Fred VanVleet, we just ruined our franchise, to be honest with you. So that would be pretty sad.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I'll have hope in Amen because I think Amen's gonna take like another year to develop. But
yeah,
maybe it ends up being Amen. Like I said, like I predicted earlier, it could be Amen. Maybe not soon right now, but
it'll just take a little.
Maybe it is Amen. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's great. It'd be tough if none of them stepped up. That'd be a sad situation for you.
Yeah, at that point we're just trading for a superstar. At that point, just trade everybody. Get rid of the whole fucking team. Just trade for somebody.
Get a solidified star on that team.
Yeah, if B wants to get traded, give him us. Jalen Brown wants to get traded, trade everything. If that happens. So yeah. All right then. Let's get into some NFL talk. Not really much to talk about. I'll just talk about Saquon Barkley real quick. This episode has been pretty long, so I'm not gonna go too much into that. My throat's hurting a little bit, so I'll go on a little rant. But yeah, he needs an extension by July 17th, which is next Monday. And what's it called? And then it's looking like they're a stalemate right now, and it's looking like Saquon might not be there for Game 1 of the season. That'll be pretty tough for Saquon. It's gonna be tough for the Giants too. Saquon, I don't know. I don't know if Saquon is worth. Like I said earlier, a lot of people want us to pay Saquon like it's okay. Like, oh yeah, just pay Saquon. No brainer. Saquon Barkley was not healthy for the last 3 seasons, and I ain't just gonna pay him off one good season, a contract year, and that's when he decides to play good and be healthy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've already gone through the situation with bad contracts with Kenny Galladay and Nate Soldier. Even though I like Saquon, I'm not willing to go through with Saquon, and I think Joe Shane understands that. I don't think he's gonna just be like Dave Gettleman and just give willy-nilly contracts. Like Dexter Lawrence made sense. Dexter Lawrence is proven to be healthy. Even if he didn't play, he wasn't like elite in his first 2 or 3 seasons, but the last 2 seasons he's been elite, and he's been healthy for all 5 seasons. Maybe he's missed a game or 2 there, a game there, but it's not like he's been unhealthy where he misses a whole season or half the season. He's been healthy majority of his career. He played with a solid defensive tackle ever since he got into the league. We drafted him in the Daniel Jones draft. And the last 2 years he's been elite. And other than, if you want to just talk about nose tackle, the guy who lines up in the nose, he's the best one because Chris Jones and Aaron Donald don't line up in the nose. So yeah, obviously, you can pay him. He's 27, 26. You pay him obviously, no brainer there. They usually have D tackles usually have a longer lifespan too than running backs. Running backs get hit the most. So yeah, and obviously Andrew Thomas. No brainer. He's getting a contract extension too. No brainer. He's also proven himself to be healthy. Other than like his rookie season, he missed like the last 4 games of his rookie year. Yeah. No, actually, I don't even think he did. That was Evan Neal. I'm thinking about Evan Neal. No, Andrew Thomas actually played. Mm-hmm. So Andrew Thomas actually has not missed time at all. Maybe like a game or 2. I think a game or 2. Well, obviously that's not. It's not. He's been healthy, and he's also been an All-Pro tackle already. So yeah, it's not. You pay him too. And Daniel Jones, you had to pay him because like there's not a better option for us at quarterback. So that had to be the most number one priority. Yeah. It's basically a 2-year deal, so you get out of that quickly. At worst, 2 years. And if you suck this year, then if all of a sudden we go back to sucking, well, you got a chance to get Caleb Williams. So it's not the worst situation. Caleb
Williams is probably number 1.
Yeah,
but
that's what I said.
On how guys like Quinn Ewers and let's see, who is the other guy? There's another QB I'm forgetting right now.
Drake May. That's the name?
Drake May. Drake May. I think Quinn Ewers slide like some analysts think he's gonna make his way into the top 10 this year, depending
Yeah,
on how he does.
this this isn't a bad year to suck, to be honest with you, because Marvin Harrison's all the way to the draft. This is not a bad year to suck.
Yeah,
So even
yeah. Uh-huh.
it will pay me to watch the suck the Giants team suck again after we just made the playoffs. It will pay me, but
Uh-huh.
it's not a terrible year to suck. Like if we had to suck any year, it's not a bad season to suck. But yeah, so I'm not jumping for joy if we pay Saquon 14 mil a year. Like, yeah, we got him back for the team. We like right now it's probably gonna be Eric Gray, who we drafted in the 6th round, and Matt Breida. Probably gonna be switching out between them two if we don't have Saquon. Ultimately, I think Saquon's staying with the team. I think the Giants usually when it starts the game when there's usually a deadline. Usually by the time the deadline hits, they usually start agreeing more because they obviously Saquon obviously wants like a long-term contract, and the Giants obviously they do need him kind of. They needed another weapon. Like obviously Darren Waller will probably be our best weapon, and Darren Waller hasn't been healthy either. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see there, but yeah, you need Saquon badly. Like the receiving core is better than last year's receiving core, but also, this is actually even if we get injured in the receiving core, we actually have receivers to replace him now, so it's not as bad as it was before. But yeah, you can still want Saquon. Saquon's still the best weapon on this team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll be back. All right, that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to make the same mistake that Le'Veon made, because
Nah,
Le'Veon straight up went from the best running back in the NFL to just completely falling off. He got a big contract, but he fell off terrible, and he was on a terrible team too.
yeah. You know it's crazy. I didn't know what's gonna happen. Everybody's saying, "Oh, the Giants should pay Saquon all the money he wants right now. They should pay him. He's their best player." And then when we pay him 14 million, we're gonna be like, "Overpay. They shouldn't have paid him." I didn't know what's gonna happen.
For real, they're gonna switch up on it.
Yeah, they always do. That always happens. They're gonna be like, overpay this, overpay that. They shouldn't have paid him that much money. They should have just let him walk. But then when you do let him walk, they're gonna be like, "Why the Giants let him walk? It's the only reason we win games. It's the only reason they win games. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. That's what's
Yeah,
gonna happen
that's
realistically."
true. Yeah, I don't know, but I think it's they're gonna have to keep him, right?
Yeah,
Especially being in Dable's offense, I think that really helped him out a lot this year too. Having that new offensive system, Brian Dable, I think he was able to help his productivity a lot this year.
there's
And
positives,
Dable's not
negatives.
going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, Dable's not going. You know, I saw Jason McIntyre. I don't know if it's Jason McIntyre. It was some random dude that was talking on Colin Cowherd's show. It's like his co-host. He was like, "Oh, the Chargers should trade for Brian Dable. Why the fuck was the Giants even entertained trading for Brian Dable? I don't even understand." Colin Cowherd was agreeing with him too. That was the dumbest take I ever heard. We finally found a good coach, and the Giants are just going to trade him to the Chargers.
They're
Yeah,
gonna trade it. Yeah, that's tough.
and the Chargers better enjoy Brandon Staley, man, because we ain't trading you Brian Dable. The only way I'm even entertaining the offer, you give me like 4 first-round picks, then yeah, you can have Brian Dable. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
LA is doing that. That's
yeah.
tough. Yeah, I don't think
You know what's
that's
funny?
great. It's rare when you hear like coaches getting traded too.
You know what's
What
funny
is
is
like
that
Sean Payton?
yeah, you
So
know what's funny is that the half of the Chargers staff wanted Dable, and the other half wanted Staley, and they probably got the worst coach, to be honest. Even oh
probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They should have hired Brian Dable. I think Brian Dable would have been good there too, Herbert. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy we got Brian Dable. We ain't trading him anytime soon. He has leeway, to be honest with you. He has like even if we suck this year, he has like 2 years of leeway. We could probably suck this year, have like a mediocre year next year, another year after that, and he'll still be fine. Just because he's the only stable coach that we got that actually done anything positive to our team. So yeah,
Yeah,
leeway.
for real. He
So
improved that team in his first year too.
and he's coming off coach of the year. The closest he's getting fired, if he ever gets fired, it's gonna be like in 2 seasons. If we keep on, if we suck somehow even more. But I don't really think we're gonna
Yeah.
suck that bad.
He's gonna have to be as bad as Ben McAdoo was.
Yeah, even
Ben
this year.
McAdoo, they cut Ben McAdoo some slack for a little bit
Yeah.
because of that playoff run.
Even this year, I don't think if the lowest, I think the worst it gets for us is like 7 wins. I think personally, 7 wins is the worst it gets for us. I don't think we're gonna be a shitty team, dog shit team that wins 4 games. Unless Daniel Jones gets hurt, then yeah, I can see us being a shitty team. I forgot who their backup is. I don't even know who their backup is. Oh, Tyrell Taylor. Yeah, we ain't doing anything with Tyrell Taylor. So unless Daniel Jones gets hurt, that's the only way I can see us being a dog shit team. So yeah, other than
Be terrible. Even Tyrod,
yeah,
bro. I don't think Tyrod's that terrible. I mean, Tyrod might be able to get you. Like, let's say Daniel Jones gets hurt week 1, and Tyrod still might be able to get you to like 7 wins.
yeah, we have a tough schedule this year, so I can see us not making the playoffs. I can see us being like an 8-9 win team not making the playoffs because our schedule's pretty tough. But I think we're in like that. I think we're like 7 to 9 range. Maybe if things get bad, 6 wins. But that's as low. That's as low as I'm willing to even talk about. So like 6 wins. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't think we're gonna be worse than that. Cause our team's not that. Our team's not terrible. Like when we were terrible, our roster was way worse than this. When we were terrible, our roster was way worse than this.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go back to that, especially with Dabo too. No, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the right move. And then Joe Shane also looks like he's been pretty good for the front office so far. So I think they got the right management in. I think that's all they really needed to get this franchise turned around. And so yeah, I don't see them going back to like terrible like how they were this year.
No.
I meant
Like I said,
years before this year. Yeah, that's what I meant.
yeah, like if things do get that bad, it's not that bad if you suck. Not that bad. It's actually it's another quarterback. It's another good quarterback class. But there's some quarterbacks at the top of the draft, and obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. So, and obviously, what's his name? Brock Bowers too, tight end. Brock Bowers. Even though we have a Darren Waller, but yeah, if we suck that bad, that means Darren Waller didn't do anything. So.
Yeah, for real. It probably should be an upgrade over what who they had last year though.
Yeah. So if somehow we do suck terribly, I'm not gonna enjoy it, but not the worst. Not the worst year suck. Not the worst. I don't want to suck. I don't agree. Even if we're like 8 games and we didn't make the playoffs, then I would still rather take that and suck, because when we sucked, it was just terrible. There's no hope at all. So all this year, I'm not even hoping for playoffs that much this year, because even when we get to the playoffs, I think it's the same thing that happened last year, where we just maybe win in the first round. Yeah, maybe win in the first round, get a win in the first round and lose in the second, get smacked around. I don't really think. Obviously, it would be nice to make the playoffs, but I'm not. It's not that much of a need to me. I want to see more of a development for Daniel Jones. I want to see him become a better quarterback, because ultimately, if he doesn't become that much better of a quarterback, then he's probably not an option long term.
Oh no, you already paid him.
Yeah, we're gonna cut him after year 2. I'm really gonna. The dead money. The contract. We're paying him like $50 million this year. We're paying him almost like $60 million next year. Yeah, so all the money loaded up to the next 2 seasons. So they could just let him go after his 3rd year. It wouldn't be the hardest thing to do. But
yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but right now for the Giants, I'm just hoping for long term. I'm hoping from some more development for Daniel Jones. I think he will develop. I think his stats will go up just because he has a better team, especially. We drafted Smiths, got better receivers, got a better tight end. So I think his numbers will just go up just because of that. So
yeah,
we'll see. That's what I'm basically hoping for. Just I'll be fine with like an 8-win season. Daniel Jones improves. We missed the playoffs, I guess.
Did they have this year? Was it 9 or 10?
We had 9. So it's not.
Yeah. I think the one. Well, actually, I haven't seen the schedule yet. So.
Oh no, our schedule's tough. That's why I'm lowering my expectations. Our schedule's pretty tough. But.
Oh no, they won some games last year that nobody really expected them to win.
Yeah, there's always teams on the schedule where it's like, obviously when you see some teams that they're good, you see like the Niners. Something happens to the Niners, and the Niners completely just fucking don't know how to play football anymore either. You never know, dude. It happens in the NFL. Some teams just forget how to play football. Like the teams are actually good, they just can't play. Like we have the Bills in our roster. We have the Seahawks. Like you don't know how. Maybe Geno Smith could be a 1-year wonder. Sometimes it happens, and it's just that's the way the NFL works. A lot of teams fall off dramatically sometimes. So we'll see. Even the Bills, a lot of people aren't confident in the Bills. So we'll see.
A lot of people aren't confident in the Bills, bro. Everybody was riding the Bills' dick the last 2 years.
I see people say the Bills. I saw people saying that the Bills might not make the playoffs. That's what I mean.
Bro, that is insane, bro. They switch up on this team so much, bro. Everybody was on their freaking meat last year, bro. You know that too. You know, everybody, the past 2 years, everybody's been on the Bills' meat.
Yeah.
Now they want to hop off. Now they want to start. Oh, come on.
You know what's funny? It's not even like they lost to. It's not even like they lost to like a terrible team either. They didn't lose to like a fucking. They didn't lose to like the fucking who I don't even know Steelers in the first round. They lost to like the Bengals. So it's like they got smacked around by the Bengals, but it's still. Not making the playoffs is a little crazy to me, but you never know. Like I said, it's the NFL.
They got a tough division.
Yeah, they got a tough division.
They got a tough division. They might not win their division.
They might not win the division, but I can see them making the playoffs. I think they're still better. I think obviously they're better. I can see 3 teams for that division making the playoffs. But this division could be getting overhyped, and they could end up being like the fucking AFC West. You know what's funny is a lot of people are hopping on the AFC West bandwagon again. A lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon just because I guess Sean Payton is in Denver. A lot of people. I saw people saying that division was better. I saw somebody rank the divisions. One of the YouTubers I watched. He had the obviously the AFC East number one. Everybody has that number one probably now. And he had the AFC West number 2 over the NFC East. And I think the NFC East is number 2 right now. Just because of the Cowboys, the Cowboys and
Dallas.
And even the Giants made the playoffs last year. All three teams and the Commanders were only like 1 win away from making the playoffs. So it's not even like they were a fucking they're not like a dog shit team only winning 2 games. The division's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty even, right? Because I think Philadelphia and Kansas City, I think those 2 pretty much even out, right? And then Dallas and LA, you can say those 2 even out. And then who's the third? And then that's when I think you see the gap with Vegas and New York. Yeah.
The Raiders just fell off last year, and then the fucking Denver Broncos are dog shit. The Denver Broncos are worse than the Commanders. Sorry. And you can even argue that the Giants.
That's where you got the gap. Okay.
And the Giants are pretty close to the Chargers too. I'm not saying that the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a better team, but I don't think it's that far of a gap from where. Yeah. For at least last year, it wasn't that far of a gap. So, yeah. The Raiders and the Broncos.
The Chargers were gonna be a lot better, bro. I thought the Chargers were gonna be like the number 1 seed, to be honest.
Yeah, the Raiders and the Broncos are the ones that really take that division down. Maybe the Broncos upgrade. I don't think the Broncos are that good either, though. Like I said, I don't think Sean Payton can do unless Sean Payton does a miracle. The roster's not unless Russell Wilson comes back from unless 2016 Russell Wilson comes back. I'm not confident in the Broncos whatsoever. But
people were hyping them up a lot last year.
Yeah, I wasn't one of those people. I didn't think they were gonna. I don't. To me, a lot of people were like they like the idea of Jerry Jeudy and Sutton, like the idea of them being really good, but they haven't actually shown me anything. So I was like, oh yeah, Russell Wilson has a good receiving core. I didn't really believe in that at all.
Yeah, Vegas I thought was gonna be better. Vegas took a step back by adding Josh McDaniels over Rich Bisaccia. I thought the damn Devontae Adams move was only gonna push him up a bit too. I can see why people were high on the Raiders.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams now stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo, which Jimmy Garoppolo could not. He's a little bit in trouble. He might not be on the roster because he's hurt still. Wow. The Raiders don't even have a choice. The Raiders don't have a choice though, because like, who the fuck else are you gonna get? Would you rather have injured?
I was about to say, yeah.
Would you rather have injured Jimmy Garoppolo, or would you have Carson Wentz? I'd rather have injured Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. So
yeah, for real. Is Carson Wentz still free agent? That's crazy.
Yeah, nobody signed him. He'll probably end up as a backup somewhere before the season starts, or maybe he's just done. Maybe he's just done. I didn't think he was gonna be done, but
that's crazy.
Maybe he's just done. So. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode of the Playmaker Pod. I don't remember what number this is, but it's been a while, so I can't remember.
It's like 40 by now.
Yeah, I think it might be 40. I think it is 40.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys for watching episode of the Playmaker Podcast. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.